Welcome back to the Weekend Show. You are now watching the lifestyle segment brought to you by Holocrunch.
Crunchy, yummy goodness. Good morning.
Good morning, Andy. Today we'll be talking about World Contraception Day. It takes place on the 26th of November, the 26th of September, I beg your pardon, every year. The day's mission is to improve awareness of all contraceptive methods available and enable young people to make informed choices on their sexual and reproductive health. Joining us on today's program to discuss this, we have
Dr. Kanu Onyekachi. He is a clinical quality and training advisor at Maristop, Nigeria. Welcome to the Weekend Show.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us.
Yes. Also my pleasure to welcome Dr. Promise Osasu, who is a sexual and reproductive health rights advocate and expert and heads the outreach channel at Maristop. Welcome to the Weekend Show.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're most welcome. Doc, let me start with you. What is the importance and the significance of today, World Contraception Day?
Yeah, World Contraception Day is a day where, the world has agreed to create awareness, on issues around contraception. It's a day where, if you need to look at issues around women and the need for us to take control, of our reproductive health issues and all that, and giving, that right to women to say, okay, I have the choice. I have the right to make a choice of how many children I want to have and when I want to have them. So World Contraception Day is that day that we reinforce that message globally around, getting people to, know about what is available in terms of contraception for them and how it fits into, their reproductive lifestyle and all that. So that's why it's celebrated, and it's really very important. It is actually critical for us in Nigeria to look at, the gains, some of the gains that we can make out of, contraception, and then the fact that giving access to women, out there in communities, especially hard to reach communities where, there are limited access to, some of this, contraceptive methods available. So we'll keep reinforcing the message, and that's why this day, 26th of September, will keep being, important in our space.
Yeah. I mean, Dr. Onyekachi, when you talk about contraception, especially because of how religious and traditional we are, people take like 10 steps back. And so I was reading about this, and I noticed that when they talk about World Contraception Day, they say to make sure every pregnancy is wanted or that it matters. So tell us, what are the myths and the stereotypes when it comes to contraceptions and acceptance of it, especially here in Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So basically, contraception, as we would, or just in common parlance, refers to what you need to do to take charge of your reproductive life regarding when I want to get pregnant, if and when I want to get pregnant. So basically, in our space in Nigeria, what we've been battling for the past 10 years, marriage stops, is increasing awareness, letting people know about family planning, letting them know that it is safe, dispelling those myths and misconceptions out there in the communities. So part of the challenges we've had in doing this and regarding those myths, people have lots of fears about side effects. They have wrong information about the side effects. They feel, oh, when I have this family planning method, I won't be able to get pregnant again. Or when I have this family planning method, it will lead to, I will add weight, I will have infections and all that. But all those are not true. So what we try to promote is that people get access to quality information, because that's where it starts. When they have the right information, they can now have the right services. Again, beyond the issue of myths and misconception, we also have cultural stereotypes where they make the women don't have the power to make decisions regarding their reproductive health, and that is also what we want to change. Some religions as well, pose some significant challenge to uptake of family planning in Nigeria. So within that entire space, that's why we keep pushing, passing the information, especially to the hard to reach regions. in the country.
And based off those statistics that you've reeled out, 92% of Nigerian women who are sexually active are aware of one form of contraception or the other, but only a meager 16% actually use one form of contraception or the other. Why is this? Is it due to access or lack of access, or is it just, you know, due to the stereotypical myths and ideologies that you've clearly elucidated?
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for that. So basically about 36% of women who are within the reproductive age range in Nigeria, they want to space that, they want to use a form of contraception. They want to either limit childbirth or they want to space. But only about 70% of them have that access, so about 19% of, so more than half of that proportion they are not using the methods, family planning methods that they would have wanted to use. So part of that is access. When I mean access, they don't know that in their communities those services are available. That's one part. Then on the other hand, in their communities, they may not have people who are trained to deliver these services. You know, so if you don't have trained people to give these services, people won't access them. Some other issues that could come up, issues of commodities. People could be trained and they don't have, health workers could be trained, but commodities are not there for them to dispense to the end users. So a couple of those things coming. Then providers bias is something we are battling so hard in marriage stopes. Some service providers would, when I mean software, I mean nurses and doctors who are delivering these methods. They have their own personal biases. They feel, oh, because you're an adolescent, you're not supposed to have this method. Because you have one child, you're not supposed to have this method. So those levels of bias come to, you know, serve as a disincentive to uptake of contraceptions in the country. Yeah, so we also have the issues of inequitable gender norms in communities. Girls, people, they're stigmatized when they take up some of these services. They say, oh, you're using family planning, means that I would say that in quotes, you're wayward. So these are things that we need to change over time. So, and we are noticing some level of evolution. We've not gotten to where we need to be as a country and as an organization, but we believe we are making steps, you know, in the right direction.